Hey you guys, I'm out in my front yard, and as I mentioned, this is one of my favorite projects to do. Go ahead and pan the front yard so everybody can see what my yard looks like. The grass needs mowing. It did rain a little bit yesterday, so the ground's a little bit soft, but also with the storm that came through, lots of sticks and stuff fell from the trees, and I've gathered some of these up, and we're going to use these sticks to make our fairy or gnome houses. Now, this sounds weird, but there's such a thing as a good stick and a not so good stick. So come on here closer, let me show you. So these are some sticks that I picked up. These are all a pretty good size. You don't want big, huge limbs. You want sticks. And ideally, if you can find a stick that has like a little bend in a little letter Y, like right there, and a little Y right there, those are really good because we're gonna stick these into the ground. I'll probably end up breaking this right here. We'll stick these into the ground, and this makes the perfect holding place for another side stick to go across, right, like this. So what you're gonna wanna do is go out in your yard, pick up a pile of sticks, and see if, like this one doesn't have, well, one that'll be in it, but hardly has any V's at all. I will probably just break this into chunks like this, and I'll end up using this as a platform for the roof or the floor. Can you see that in there? And we'll use these, but you're also gonna wanna get a nice supply of sticks that are gonna have this nice letter V in there, and I'm gonna snap off just above it like that. All right, and they're going to be kind of straight down here because we will stick these ends in the ground. So for starters, let's make sure we have, I don't know, 5 or 6 of these that have a nice letter V or nice letter Y, I guess, if you look at the whole thing. And then we'll gather up our materials, and then we'll go make a fairy house. All right. Okay, remember that big pile of sticks I had a few minutes ago? Well, I just took about 5 minutes and I broke them down. So I broke them into smaller pieces. I now have a stack of sticks that are pretty much straight or straight-ish kind of sticks that don't have the letter V at the top. So I've got a nice pile of building materials there. I had a couple of slightly bigger sticks like this, and they did have some V's and some Y's on them. So I've got 2 of these big boys, and I'm just gonna hold on to those. I might get kind of really tall with those. What I was looking for too, though, is I was snapping these sticks, tried to break them down to these are probably 10 inches tall with the Y at the top. So I have a nice supply of these, and these are what I'm gonna use kind of like as the 4 posts or the corners. Couple little tiny ones. I don't know if I'll be able to use these or not. And then usually you'll end up with some oddball sticks that are still kind of cool. Look at that kind of, what is that? I don't even know what that is. An L, boom, boom. Anyway, strange looking stick. Couple other ones. So these are kind of like, if we were builders, these are our building supplies for our gnome and fairy houses. So I will gather these up, and I'm going to look around my yard for a place where a fairy might want to spend the night, because as I mentioned before, they are going to stay one night in this place, and so we want it to be nice and look nice for them. So the next thing you're going to see is me probably at the base of a tree. I just think fairies and gnomes would like the tree because it's like kind of covered and makes them feel kind of snuggled in. And I will show you how to put this stuff together to build a really cool fairy house. All right, here we go. I'm looking around my yard for a place that I think would make for a good fairy house. I think by that mailbox would be probably too busy, but there's this nice old tree trunk right here. So oh yeah, this is gonna be great. There's actually a birdhouse on it too, which has some bluebirds in it. So I think a fairy or a gnome might wanna hang out with those guys. So at the base right down here, I'm gonna use the tree or the trunk kind of as the back wall, and I'm gonna build a killer diller little fairy gnome house right at the base of this tree. So now I'm gonna go back and get those sticks, which are my building supplies, and I'll show you how to build it. Okay, you guys, I have moved all my sticks over. So I have a pile of mostly straight sticks, and I have my pile of sticks that have the Y's in them. Why not? Anyway, and then I have a little pile of just oddball extra sticks here. Again, if you run out of sticks, if I run out of sticks, your yard, even if you live in an apartment, usually there's some bushes or some plants around, and if you look underneath on the ground, you'll almost always be able to find some sticks. And these fairy houses, fairies aren't very big. They're like, I don't know, 3 inches tall, something like that. So this is not gonna be a really big place. And as I mentioned before, we're not trying to build something out of iron and concrete that's gonna last 100 years. All these have to do is last one night. The fairies are gonna come in just after dusk, lay down, have a nice little snooze, get up just as the sun is coming up and fly away. So we're just trying to make something comfortable and nice for them for tonight. So it's temporary fun. And I gotta say, it's just, I love being out in my front yard, plopping myself down in the grass, grabbing some sticks and stuff. It's kind of like free art supplies from Mother Nature. Okay, the tree trunk is gonna be the back wall of my fairy house. I'm gonna find a couple of these sticks, and hopefully the ground is gonna be soft enough that I can just press that right in there. Yep, that went right in. I'm gonna stick in another one here, about the same height, and if those don't line up, guess what? I can break it off, and I'm thinking I'm probably gonna make a little platform. You can make different levels and stuff, but I'm gonna go, I think, for the simple platform today. 1, 2, this stick's a little bit bigger. I'm gonna break it off. If your sticks break, don't freak out like mine just did. That happens sometimes. Just lay it to the side and get another one. And if you have a bunch of these that break, which they do sometimes, just you can take a break and go find some more sticks that you can use for your 4 sides. And I guess actually you could probably do this with 3 sides too. All right, so now I now have, I'm gonna rotate these around and these will spin in place. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I need to do some sticks that are gonna go across. See how that just went right across there, nice and neat? And I'm gonna spin this around this way, I think, maybe not. I don't wanna break it, be gentle. And I'm gonna put a stick across here. All right, maybe a little more of a turn. I'm gonna try to get one going across here. Oh, I almost broke this one. I don't wanna break this one because it's got a good Y in it if I need it later. Here's a good stick going across here. Maybe, will you stay? Yep. And I'm going across here. Oh, I was able to actually overlap those in there. Okay, so I have a little square on the top. Hopefully you can see it. This is kind of easy now. I'm just gonna take these sticks, kind of measure them around. I can go across either this way or this way, but I'm gonna just start lining these in here. If your sticks are about the same size, that's great. If not, it's okay. Because remember, we're just out here having fun. Oh, this is looking good already. We're gonna have us a happy fairy or a happy gnome, I can tell you that for sure. Nice. Cool. All right. Dudes, that is a nice little platform right there. If I got room, I guess I could probably wedge in another little one right across there. No, do I even need to? So this is what we're going for. I've got this really nice little platform right here. Now I can, and I think I will, I'm gonna make a little bed underneath here, but also a little bed on top. They may wanna hang out down here and snooze tonight, or they may wanna lay up top where they can get a good view of the stars and stuff. So what I'm gonna do now, I am literally just gonna reach over here and I've got some grass. All right, so I'm gonna lay some grass across here and make a little bed. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Cool. Make that nice and soft. And I'm gonna gather up, these are little weeds in my yard, but I'm gonna put these little green stuff underneath here and kind of mash it down. All right, and make a little bed underneath there. So you guys, this is the super basic gnome house or fairy house. You build a little platform, you make a bed underneath, the roof can also be a bed. So your assignment today, your homework today is to gather up some sticks, find a place in your yard, build a nice little temporary home for your fairy or your gnome that's gonna be cruising through tonight looking for a place to sleep. And then tomorrow's lesson, as usual, I'm gonna show you how to take this to the next level, which might be a literal thing. Anyway, next level, and we're gonna do even more cooler stuff for your fairies and gnomes tomorrow. All right, thanks for watching. Now go build something. Bye. Hey, just in case you didn't get a good view from before, I'm gonna zoom in here, right? And this is from the front view. So we have our little roof up top. We have our little place down below. Look at that snuggly little place down there. If I was a little gnome, I'd be like walking in here going, oh dude, this is like a great place. I'm gonna sleep here tonight. So a nice little snuggly place for him there. So the simple platform fairy house.